Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart. It's Mary Jane. Let's talk about Power. Season 5, Episode 4. It's going down. Angela done ran back to Ghost because Steve done played her through all her case, ran up in that punani and ran out and left her high and dry. So she only can find herself with Ghost, the only guy that would accept her and want to be with her and accept her for all her flaws. Only if she would accept Ghost for his flaws and work together with him. But she's been working with Tasha. She's been on the curve. She's been on the outside working in. Then we see Tony Teresi. He's getting the book thrown at him by John Marks and Sachs. They want to know what's going on. Like, you need to do your job and get the information. And it's just like, wow, Tony Teresi actually tell Connie that he is a snitch, and she's worried because she's thinking that if the family find out, they're gonna kill Tony Teresi. So she's worried about it, and plus she seems like she likes Tony. She likes Tommy Egan, so she might give Tommy the heads up on the situation. Who knows what that's gonna lie? And Ontario, whatever his name is, he done snitched to Angela and the other guy with Angela, saying that he did not kill, his rival, and he's not the head man in charge running their weight. So I wonder if Angela's gonna press him to find out, who's actually running, the Hernandez brothers, drug business, who's actually in charge, who's actually the charge lieutenant. And is he gonna say it's Dre? And is he gonna say it's Dre? That's gonna be crazy if Dre becomes on Angela's radar. And then Angela don't even know she got 3 people coming after her. She got Sachs, she got John Marks, and she has the lady from Eternal Affairs, Blanca. After her, Blanca has a shrine. She has, pictures. She has a collage. She's ready to bring down Angela, and she ain't stopping. Even though Angela sees all her information on the railway case, she is still involved, and she's still she wants to bring Angela down. So right now, Angela got enemies coming from everywhere. I wonder if Angela's even thinking about that, and I wonder if she needs to be in Ghost's arms so she can talk to him about it, so he can help her with her next move, or she can just listen to him talk and know where she needs to go and what she needs to do. Because right now it seems like Angela doesn't have a friend in the world. Only Jerry kind of is her friend a little bit, but she doesn't have any friends, and her case just got thrown out, and John Mark is aiming for her, and they're coming after Joe Proctor. They even had a search warrant for his house to make sure they find out if there's any criminal evidence left behind when Bailey was killed at his house, where Tommy Egan killed Bailey, and Proctor's apartment. And they raided his apartment, and John is feeling that he knows that Tony Teresi done got out of jail, and he needs to call Ghost and tell him. But right now everything looks legit. But even Proctor don't buy it. He knows that there gotta be a reason why Teresi's out. And then on top of that, Teresi has blackmailed Ghost twice, and he knows some of the business. And then Tommy, being his son, is getting even closer and closer and closer. So he needs to tell Ghost, and he does tell Ghost that he doesn't know, but he says, be careful. Don't get into any dirty business with Tommy because he's being watched, because John Mark is not going to stop until he brings down Angela, Ghost, John and Proctor and Tommy, because he's ready, because John Marks wants Angela out. He wants her position, and he don't like her, and he thinks that she's no good, and that's the reason why he lost his case too as well, and her testifying and her getting a reward and not him. So he's really after Angela, and he wants Joseph Proctor to actually snitch, and they're trying to push Joe Proctor up against the wall as close as they possibly can so he can actually drop a dime on Angela, Ghost, Tommy, and then therefore they can bring them down and be happy. So it looks like Angela, Joe Proctor, and Ghost need to sit down and have a conversation about how they're gonna get through this thing. So we have Tommy, and we have Kanan, and then we have Ghost. They all meet up, and basically Tommy's late. Tommy runs up, and he was like, yo, we gotta kill the Hernandez brother. We gotta get Diaz. We gotta get Alicia. We gotta get them. We gotta kill them. We gotta take them out. They can't be breathing no more. And that's when Kanan was just like, yo, listen, what about your father? Can't your father help? He's out of prison. And then that's when Ghost is like, oh my God, he's out of prison. Tommy, how come you tell me he was out of prison? And Tommy's looking at Kanan like, oh my God, why you say something? Why you dropping a dime? But Kanan knows what he's doing because he wants to bring a divide and a wedge between them, and they already know that Tommy is gullible for anybody that shows him affection, love, and makes him feel smart and makes him feel important, that he matters. And you know, he just wants to be, he just wants a family. That's the same thing that happened with him and Holly. He told Holly all their business, and that's why Holly got to get killed. So Ghost is trying to talk to, you know, Tommy. Was like, how come you didn't tell me? Like, he got out, and Tommy was like, I know he's not snitching. I know he's not snitching. He was like, you know, he blackmailed me twice. You know, he could have got out to get information. Don't tell him nothing. I hope he don't know our business. And Tommy's like, he don't know nothing. He don't know this and that. But, you know, Teresi's people, Vince, I think his name is Vince, just helped Tommy try to get Dre, and the two young dudes just got killed. But, you know, Tony Teresi's not going to say anything about that because that involves his family. He's trying to get down to Tommy's business and what's going on between him and Ghost so he can give that information back to John Marks. And so, you know, Ghost is just like, oh man, he don't know what to do because he knows that Tony Teresi's snitching why he got out. And he finds out that, you know, Tommy was like, well, I talked to Joe, I talked to Proctor, and Proctor said that it's all legit, everything's cool. And so Ghost is just like really done with Tommy right now because Tommy's like a big baby that he got to worry about because he just get involved with people and he trusts them too quick and too fast. It's just like his common sense is not kicking in. And so that's when Kanan and Ghost are talking. They need to come up with a plan to get Tony Teresi's out the picture, but they can't kill Tony Teresi because then, you know, Tommy will find out and be upset and it'll be a problem. Same thing with Holly, the same situation. And you can't talk to Tommy about the situation actually with, you know, Tommy about his father being a snitch because he's not trying to hear it because that's his long lost father. And that's when Ghost was even trying to tell Tommy, was like, yo, you only known him for 15 minutes, you know me your whole life. But Tommy is going to choose his father, in my opinion. I think he's going to roll with him, and he thinks that that's his that his father looks up to him, his father got his back. And it's just not like, you know, Ghost, you know, always, you know, pointing a finger, do this, do that. And, you know, Tony Teresi's acting like, I'm here to help you, I'm here to care for you, and that's what Tommy wants. And so Kanan and, you know, Ghost come up with a plan to try to get Tony Teresi out the picture by making Tommy really hot, where there's so much business going on with Tommy. Tommy's so negative and so much heat is with Tommy that, you know, they don't want to do business with him and they don't want him around to try to get him out the picture. And so it looks like 50 Cent. It looks like 50 and Kanan and Ghost is coming up with a plan, and they're going to set up, you know, Tommy, and they do set it up. But I think Kanan went too far when he hired these guys to shoot blanks. I don't know if Ghost co-signed on that information where, you know, Tommy's letting, you know, Kanan know where he's going to be at the restaurant with his peoples. Kanan shows up, and then, you know, Kanan hired two boys. Kanan hired two dudes to come out there and shoot blanks, but they put real bullets in the gun. They started shooting, and then Kanan comes out and started shooting the guys that was shooting at, you know, Tommy and Vince and the other Italian people and Sammy or whatever. And so they look at Kanan like, oh my God, you're a hero, blah, blah, and the third. And, you know, Tommy's co-signing like, oh, that's my peoples. I told him to meet me here. He saved our lives. Now Kanan is actually meeting up with the Italians, having a sit down with one of the big dudes, which is Vince, because he's running everything. And so that positions, you know, Kanan, you know, in a position where he can start, you know, he can go find out what's going on with Tony Teresi and the Italians, getting good with them and start business with them and work with them as well. Once he takes over what he needs to take over, because he wants to get Dre out the way, he wants to take over Tommy's business, he wants to take over, and he's positioned himself to know everybody and to know everything and know everything that's going on. So when he ever wants to make his plan or do something vengeful or something that the other person is not looking for, that can blame the other person, Kanan is there with the info, and he can use it over their head, point blank, period. And so he's in, and we'll see what happens with that situation. And now I was just like, yo. And so we have Angela. She has all the paperwork and evidence seized to her office from, you know, Blanca's office. And Jerry is like, you know, she really has a hard on for you, and she thinks that you're doing something corrupt and criminal. And Angela was like, well, I'm just trying to keep her out the investigation because I don't want her to harm or jeopardize our investigation. So Angela meets up with her, you know, her co-worker. She's having a meeting. She's talking about Alicia. She's talking about Diego. She's talking about Arturo, and, you know, and how they can get them. They're in New York, and they're going to arrest them, and she has the warrant out for them. Marks and Sachs are like, how are we going to find them? Where are they at? How are we going to get to them? And so that's when Jerry was like, we're going to look for them, do some old-fashioned police work. And so that's like, well, Angela was like, well, all we need is Arturo. So she finds Arturo, she talks to him, and he gives the information quick, fast, in a hurry. And whatever information that they got from Arturo, I wonder if they're going to put the information out there on the street that he actually did not kill his rival, and he's actually kind of like snitch. So I wonder if Steve is going to tell Alicia or Diego what's going on, because Alicia and Diego are well protected because they're the biggest kingpins ever, and they don't have all the killing and all the stuff going on that the other cartels had going on too as well, and they're big in the political realm. So we'll see what happens. If you watch Snowfall, the government puts the drugs out on the street. It's just known for. So we'll see what happens with that situation. And they find Diego and they find Alicia. They're about to arrest them. But before then, Dre meets up with them. And he gets his 60 grand back from, Diego. Because Diego was been coming in the club, running up tabs up to $60,000. Chasing off the waitress. Chasing off the managers that work for Karen. That Karen's the big mogul that can help them open clubs up in Paris and different places, because that's what Alicia wants. She wants, Dre to open up clubs at different countries, different cities, different states, and things like that, to launder their money and their drugs as well. And but Cristobal is there, and so Alicia says, I want Cristobal to learn to book so he can know, because when you come to Paris and open a club, I need you there too as well. And, Dre's like, I don't want to do that. Nah, because he doesn't want Cristobal to know everything. He doesn't want everybody to know his business, because right now everything is not kosher with Dre, with the clubs and moving up and all this other stuff. And then if someone else knows what Dre does, then they can take him out, and that will be a good way for Diego to take out, Dre, because now Cristobal can step into Dre's shoes. So that's the issue for Dre. That's why he's worried about that situation. Then on top of that, now we know Diego really has a hard on and cannot stand Dre and don't like him, point blank, period. And now that Dre snitched to Alicia about, Diego running up tabs and running off coke workers at the club, that leaves a very nasty taste in Diego's mouth. So it seems like he might be coming after Dre to kill him, and Cristobal's going to take his spot. So Dre has to be worried about this situation, because he is protected by Alicia, but Alicia's not going to be there when, Diego is high on coke and want to take out Dre. So Dre has to worry about this situation too as well. And Tommy is watching this whole situation going on. So he calls up 50 Cent to let 50 Cent know about it. We got to take out these Jimenez brothers. And so, Dre leaves with Cristobal. Cristobal was like, I didn't have a choice. They want me to run the books. When am I going to say no? They're driving away. The cops come and they arrest them both. And then Cristobal and Dre are worried. Well, Cristobal is worried, and he's telling Dre, hey, listen, if, if Kanan or, Ghost or Tommy finds out that the Jimenez brothers has been locked up, Diego and Alicia, then, there's going to be a bounty out on us. So we have to move fast and swift. And this is when Dre was like, it ain't no big deal, because nobody came to our stash spots. Nobody raided down on us. Nobody arrested us, because we would have been caught. So everything should be all good. But Cristobal is worried, because, Cristobal is nervous. He ain't trying to get killed behind none of his shenanigans going on with him and Dre doing their thing. And so, Diego hands Dre his 60 grand. And so now we have Tasha. Tasha's in the bed. She's sleeping. She's depressed. She's laid out because she's just sad because Raina's gone, and she's taking pills. And that's when Ghost is upset and trying to get her to wake up. Hey, we got this event to do. We have this Queen's project to do. And she was like, I can't do it. I can't close my eyes, so I can't move on. So they're both hurting, but they're both hurting silently from each other. They're not able to communicate and talk like they used to, where they should be able to comfort each other in this time and also protect, Tariq at the same time and their new baby or whatever. So, but it's not going that way. So Ghost goes give the speech. He messes up. He sees Raina. He runs through the crowd. He looks crazy. He looks stunned. Councilman Taylor's just like, he's so embarrassed. He don't want to deal with this shit. Now, Ghost is blaming Tasha. If Tasha was there, if she would have came and gave her a speech, he wouldn't have messed up. He wouldn't have been embarrassed. And so now he's going to blame her for him messing up and making that mistake at the speech. He's probably going to blame her that Dre is now going to be the new face of the Queen's, organization, charity company that they're trying to put money into. Now Dre is on the board, and Councilman Tate ain't no joke. He's shady than a mother sucker. And so we have Tommy. Tommy meets up at the bar, and a welcome home party for his father, and everything's all good. But Vince, people are like, yo, don't you think it's kind of weird that Tony Tereshi's out? He shouldn't be out. And so that's when Vince, I think that's his name, Vince, the guy that owns the bar and the guy that helped out Tommy with trying to get Drake kidnapped Dre, says, no, listen, only people he can snitch on are dead, so there's nothing really to worry about. But even he thinks it's something serious about that. So it's too bad Tommy don't realize that he's being played. And Tommy always get played by people coming in and making him feel important and making him feel smart and making him feel like he's better than Ghost. So that's the problem. Like, Tommy needs to find out why he has this jealousy of Ghost, because Ghost has always been shining and he has never been shining like Ghost shines, I guess. So the other people, the Italians, are just like, yo, this dude's out. They're not too, they're like, something skeptical about this situation, but they probably realize the only person he can probably hurt is Tommy Egan, his son, and not them. And so we'll see what happens with that situation. And then Connie finding out that Tony Tereshi's a snitch. And I think, he tells her the story that, he's out to snitch on Tommy and James St. Patrick and this and that. But she was like, yo, that's still not cool, because if the Italians find out, they're going to want to murk you. And she feels a certain type of way. She's like, you a rat? He was like, no, I'm not a rat. I'm not ratting on nobody in the family. Nobody got anything to do with us. But Tommy's your son. So, but I guess he doesn't consider him his son at all. I was like, whoa, maybe he's really not his father. So, moving on from that, it seems like Connie doesn't like it, and Connie might actually tell Tommy Egan that he's being set up and he's being played by her husband. But I don't know. It seems like she likes the kid, but I don't know if she's going to do it. And so, Tony Tereshi, he takes, Tommy to the graveyard, show him his grandfather's grave, and how important it is, family, and why he joined the mob, and how he took care of his family once his father died, because his father was in a wheelchair, and he joined the business, and he took care of his mom, and he wants to take care of Connie. Then that's when Tommy jumps in, like, I'm gonna take care of Connie too, like, she's always gonna be all right. And just Tommy's just getting played, and he's just jumping right in like it ain't nobody's business. Go help your crackhead mom or something. Like, leave Tony alone. You don't even know the dude. So that's what it is with that situation. I'm just like, damn. Like, it's just getting like bad that Tommy's not seeing none of this. And then Kanan is actually swooping in and getting everybody's secret, knowing where everybody's at, and he's spilling secrets and beans because he spilled Tommy's beans. He's getting in with the Italians. It's just like, now all he has to do is catch up with Dre. I'm just like, yo, they going in. And so Tasha gonna move in with Terry. Like, oh my goodness, I hope she doesn't move in with Terry. She wants to be done with Ghost. She wants a divorce from Ghost. She wants it to be over. She don't want to be in a relationship with him anymore. And it's like a bad time to do that, because they're both in mourning, and they know that the police are watching. The police are still investigating Tariq. So, and they got this Queens, charity event going on right now. It's not a good look for them to be separated, especially knowing that John Marks is coming after Joe Proctor, and wanting Joe Proctor to actually snitch and drop a dime. So they need to stay together, and Tasha knows. But because Terry told Tasha that Joe Proctor's about to lose his license and not actually practice law, and John Marks is after him. And Tasha should try to stay close to the family, because her being tied to, Terry is actually, the John Marks and, Sachs can actually ask him to testify and ask him for information about what's going on with Tasha. And he freely just gives the information up, because, he thinks Tasha's innocent. Tasha is a victim in the situation. And, we'll see how that goes. And then now Ghost walks into his, charity event people, the boardroom meeting, and he sees Dre. And Dre is actually a part, it's going to be the new added on face to the Queen's charity event. And Ghost is trying to keep a straight face, but Ghost wants to jump across that table, choke him, and kill Dre right then and there. But he can't kill him right then and there because he has to find out where the Jimenez brothers are at. So maybe this will get him close to where the Jimenez brothers are at, or get him close to keeping an eye on Dre and following him. So it might just be a good thing, but it is a low down dirty thing because Dre ultimately has something to do with Raina being killed, because he introduced Ray Ray too as well, and he introduced Tariq to Ray Ray too as well, even though he did it under duress because Kanan was actually calling the shots and everything, but he didn't let Ghost know, and he didn't tell Ghost anything, so he betrayed Ghost. And so then Dre has the nerve to do like a little speech talking about thank you so much, Ghost, thank you so much, James St. Patrick, I was working under you and everything, you was my mentor, and I went on and I worked with the rival company, blah blah blah. They hug and they take a picture together. But I think this is actually going to bring Ghost closer. And you got to also understand that Dre is kind of tired of messing with the Hernandez brothers and sister, because his life was always on the line. He wasn't this scared or this nervous or in a bunch all the time when he was working with Ghost. Things were more simple. Even though he wants to be big and famous, maybe him and Ghost might work together and get rid of the Jimenez brother and sister too as well. You never know, because his life is always under threat. You think Ghost can actually work with Dre and do that, or that's just like something that we're not going to see happen at all. But it'll be good. And we'll see if Angela finds out who Dre is through Antaro. Is he going to give the drop on who Dre is? Because he's scared. He was ready to snitch and drop a dime immediately. And then, Joe Proctor's house being searched for, evidence, and they just pushing Joe Proctor to the edge. And then on top of that, Joe Proctor's ex-wife, she comes in and she's practicing for the bar. She's going to take the bar test, and she's telling Joe Proctor that, hey, listen, you're about to be disbarred, so don't even come at me. So it's a lot of situations going on with Joe. And then Tommy being all ruthless really got Joe Proctor kind of nervous. And he meets up with Ghost, and he lets Ghost know, I don't really know, but it's just something seems real fishy about Tony Teresi being out of jail, out on bail, and being free, because it's something sneaky about that situation. So don't do anything criminal with Tommy, anything, because Tommy is going to be the gateway to everybody. And so Ghost was like, Joe, don't even act like you really worried about me. You worried about yourself. Of course, you get taken down, Tommy get taken down, he gets taken down, so everybody gets taken down. So we'll see what happens with that situation. And then Angela just getting played by Steve. He was like, yo, I did miss you, or whatever, but he let Diego and he let Alicia go, and they had a conversation, and they were talking. He was like, oh, you're too big, you're this and you're that, or whatever. And he was basically giving Alicia words and advice like, kill your brother, like he's a problem. So we'll see what happens with that situation. I'm just like, damn. And now is Alicia going to be finding out who Angela is, because Angela called her a bitch. And also Alicia addressed, Diego, where's that gold gun at? Where's that gun that you had? And he was like, who cares? Who matters? They just let us go. We're not in jail. But she's trying to show Diego, look how sloppy you were. So it seems like Alicia might actually contract Dre to take out Diego, and he actually become the second man. He can't become a cartel member, because I think, they don't let black people in the cartel. So we'll see what happens with that situation. Then you got Tony running over there. You have Tommy running over there to Teresi to tell him that, hey, listen, I got shot at and all this other stuff. I don't know why they're shooting at me. And it seems like Tommy's going to start opening up and telling, Tony Teresi everything that's going on, his beef with the Hernandez, Jason, Ghost, laundering money, Kanan and everything, because he needs an outlet. He needs somebody to save him, somebody to help him. He needs an ear, somebody to talk to, just like when he went to go talk to, Keisha, she was an ear to talk to, where she convinced him that his father might not be a snitch. So we'll see what happens. And then I thought Angela was going to be the HBIC, because she took down her Jimenez cartel, but they got let go less than 5 minutes, and she wasn't even able to talk to them or say anything to them at all. And, Alicia, she really wants Dre to get this club shit going, and Dre is taking his time with this club stuff because he don't really got it going on like that. So we'll see what happens with that situation. And I'm just like, damn, it's going down. I wonder if Tony Teresi's actually going to be able to bring down, Tommy and Angela and everybody else, because that's what John Mark wants. And is Joe Proctor actually going to fold under pressure? Do you think John Proctor is actually going to work with John Marks? I don't know. I don't think he is, but they don't care about anything else that John Mark is there. All they want him to do is give them the information on Angela, Tommy Egan, and James St. Patrick. That's what they really want. So we'll see how that goes down. I mean, it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy, but it's still really kind of slow, and it's taking a long time for the stories to develop where, we're on episode 4, but episode 4 is still pretty brand new, but hopefully everything starts rolling. And it seems like they're really investigating Bailey's murder. So Tommy messed up by killing him, but I guess Tommy had no other choice but to kill him too, because he was finding out what was going on. So it's just like, damn. So hopefully they don't find any evidence in Joe Proctor's house, because they did forensics in his house, and they're waiting for everything to come back to find out if there's any traceable evidence that Bailey was at Joe Proctor's house, and actually he was killed at. So peace. I'm out. One love. And Angela and goes hooking back up, and Tasha moving out the crib.